Remember when our parents or grandparents received gold watches for 30 years at the same company? That world is gone. The average worker today stays at their job for just 4.1 years. By the time you finish listening to this podcast, somewhere around 400 Americans will have quit their jobs. And they didn't quit because they're lazy or disloyal. They quit because they understand something fundamental about modern work that previous generations never had to face. The rules for a successful career have been completely rewritten. What our parents called job hopping is now strategic career management. What they labeled unstable is now just called being adaptable. Today, we're going to break down why switching jobs has become not just normal, but essential. We'll explore how this shift affects everything from your paycheck to your very identity. This isn't just about statistics. It's about the complete transformation of what it means to have a career in the 21st century. Let's start with the hard data. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median time a worker stays at one job in America has shrunk to just 4.1 years. But that number hides an even more dramatic reality. For workers between 25 and 34, it's only 2.8 years. Think about that for a second. Many people starting their careers will have 3 or 4 different employers before they even hit their mid-30s. Compare that to the 1950s, when the average worker might stay at the same company for over 20 years. This isn't some temporary trend caused by a single event. It's the result of a decades-long shift. The old social contract, the unwritten promise of loyalty in exchange for security, has dissolved. And here's the surprising part. Companies have noticed. Many businesses now build their entire hiring strategy around the assumption that most of their employees will leave within 5 years. The stigma that used to follow a so-called job hopper has all but vanished in most fields. But this isn't happening because people have suddenly become less loyal. It's happening because the entire economic landscape has been rebuilt from the ground up. The ground beneath our feet is shifting faster than ever. In 1958, a company on the S&P 500 would stay there for an average of 61 years. By 2016, that number was just 24 years. Projections show it will soon shrink to a mere 12. The most powerful companies in America now face obsolescence at a speed unprecedented in history. Industries that seemed untouchable have been upended in years, not decades. Retail, media, transportation, banking. No sector is immune. Blockbuster was a $5 billion company in 2002. By 2010, it was bankrupt, destroyed by Netflix, a company that has reinvented itself multiple times just to survive. Kodak, once the king of photography, failed to adapt to the digital age despite inventing the technology itself. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The company you work for might not exist in its current form in 5 years. The department you manage might become automated. The expertise you've cultivated might become irrelevant. This isn't pessimism. It's reality. It creates a powerful incentive to remain mobile, not rooted. When the ground is constantly shifting, standing still is the riskiest strategy of all. It's not just companies that are becoming obsolete. It's our skills. According to Deloitte, the half-life of a professional skill has plummeted from 30 years to just 5. In tech, it's as low as 2.5 years. Half of what you know professionally could be irrelevant in 5 years. Software engineers see this every day. A framework that was cutting edge 3 years ago is now a legacy system. Marketers have watched their field shift from creative writing to data analytics. Healthcare providers constantly master new tech and treatments. The sheer pace is staggering. More scientific articles were published in the last decade than in all of prior human history. Human knowledge is estimated to be doubling every 12 hours. No degree can prepare you for this. A bachelor's degree starts losing relevance before the graduation ceremony ends. This poses a fundamental question. How do you maintain your value when your knowledge depreciates like a new car? For millions, the answer is strategic job switching. Each new role is a chance to learn, to update your toolkit, and to stay relevant in a landscape that's constantly evolving. As traditional career ladders crumble, we're seeing the rise of the portfolio career. Stop thinking of your career as a ladder to climb and start thinking of it as a portfolio to manage. Diversified, adaptable, and built to weather economic storms. The data backs this up. According to ADP, workers who changed jobs earned 6.7% more than those who stayed. That difference compounds dramatically over a career. Beyond money, job switchers report higher engagement, faster skill acquisition, and stronger networks. The most successful professionals today don't follow a straight line. They might spend 3 years at a startup, then a few at a Fortune 500, then consult, then launch their own venture. Each move adds a unique skill or experience to their portfolio. This isn't chaos. It's a strategic move every 3 to 5 years to ensure continued growth. Companies have noticed. They actively seek candidates with diverse experiences because cross-pollination of ideas drives innovation. The person who has navigated multiple business cultures brings more value than the one who has only ever worked in a single system. The portfolio career is a proactive strategy for thriving in a complex world. Perhaps the most profound shift is the absolute necessity of continuous learning. The idea that education ends with a degree is long gone. The World Economic Forum estimates that while 85 million jobs will disappear by 2025, 97 million new ones will emerge. The catch is that these new roles require completely different skills. This isn't just for tech workers. Lawyers need to understand AI. Nurses use sophisticated diagnostic equipment. Construction workers operate drones. No profession is immune. This has given rise to just-in-time learning. Acquiring a specific skill at the moment of need. The most successful professionals approach learning as a daily practice, not a finite achievement. They view themselves as perpetual beginners. This provides another powerful incentive for job switching. Learning accelerates dramatically in new environments. When you change organizations, you're exposed to different challenges and forced to adapt. Your learning curve steepens. And in today's economy, that steep learning curve is precisely what makes you valuable. The best career investment is no longer stability, it's adaptability. When you combine these forces, shorter tenures, industry disruption, skill obsolescence, portfolio careers, and non-stop learning, you see a perfect storm that has redrawn the map of our professional lives. But this is more than economic, it's psychological. Previous generations often derived their identity from their employer. "I'm a Boeing man" was a statement of belonging. Today, identity is built on portable things. Your skills, your network, your personal brand. The question has shifted from "where do you work" to "what do you do?" This brings both freedom and anxiety. The freedom to craft your own journey, and the anxiety of navigating without a map. So job switching every 3 to 5 years isn't a failure of commitment. It's a rational response to a new economic reality. It's not disloyalty, it's strategic adaptation. For individuals, this means approaching your career with intention. Each role should add to your portfolio. The key question isn't how long should I stay, but when will my learning curve here flatten? For organizations, the goal shouldn't be retention at all costs, but becoming talent accelerators. Creating immense value for employees during their time together. The era of the 30-year career at one company is over. In its place is something more dynamic, more flexible, and potentially more aligned with human potential. The gold watch for a lifetime of service has been replaced by something far more valuable. The ability to continually reinvent yourself in a world that demands nothing less. If this analysis gave you something to think about, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe for more deep dives into the changing world of work. Now I want to hear from you. What's your experience with job switching? Has it helped or hurt your career? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one, and your story might just help someone else navigate their own path. Until next time, keep building that portfolio.